While my time here has now come to an end, I want you to know that in the last days and hours of my life, you inspired me.
You filled me with hope about the next chapter in the great American story when you used your power to make a difference in our society.
Millions of people motivated simply by human compassion lay down the burdens of division.
You set aside race, class, language, and nationality to demand respect for human dignity.
This is why I had to visit the Black Lives Matter Plaza in Washington, though I was admitted to the hospital the following day.
I just had to see and feel it for myself, that after many years of silent witness, the truth is still marching on.
Emmett Till was my George Floyd.
He was my Rashad Brooks, Sandra Bland, and Breonna Taylor.
He was 14 when he was killed. I was only 15 years old at the time.
I will never ever forget the moment when it became so clear that he could easily have been me.
In those days, fear constrained us like an imaginary prison, and thoughts of potential brutality committed for no understandable reason were the bars.
Though I was surrounded by 2 loving parents, plenty of brothers, sisters, and cousins, their love could not protect me from the unholy oppression waiting just outside that family circle. Unchecked, unrestrained violence and government-sanctioned terror had the power to turn a simple stroll to the store for some Skittles or an innocent morning jog down a lonesome country road into a nightmare.
If we are to survive as one unified nation, we must discover what so readily takes root in our hearts that could rob Mother Emanuel Church in South Carolina of her brightest and best, shoot unwitting churchgoers in Las Vegas, and choke to death the hopes and dreams of a gifted violinist like Elijah McClain.
Like so many young people today, I was searching for a way out, or some might say, a way in. And then I heard the voice of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on an old radio.
He was talking about the philosophy and discipline of nonviolence.
He said we are all complicit if we tolerate injustice.
He said it is not enough to say it'll get better by and by.
He said each of us has a moral obligation to stand up, and speak out.
When you see something that is not right, you must say something.
You must do something.
Democracy is not a state.
It is an act, and each generation must do its part to build what we call the beloved community, a nation, a world society at peace with itself.
Ordinary people with extraordinary vision can redeem the soul of America by getting into what I call good trouble, necessary trouble.
Voting and participating in the democratic process are key.
The vote is the most powerful nonviolent change agent you have in a democratic society.
You must use it because it's not guaranteed. You can lose it.
You must also study and learn the lessons of history, because humanity has been involved in this soul-wrenching existential struggle for a very long time. People on every continent have stood in your shoes through decades and centuries before you.
The truth does not change. And that is why the answers worked out long ago can help you find solutions in the challenges of our time.
Continue to build union between movements stretching across the globe, because we must put away our willingness to profit from the exploitation of others.
Though I may not be here with you, I urge you to answer the highest calling of your heart and stand up for what you truly believe. In my life, I've done all I can to demonstrate that the way of peace, the way of love, and nonviolence is the more excellent way.
Now it is your turn to let freedom ring.
Now it is your turn to let freedom ring.
Now it is your turn to let freedom ring.
Historians pick up their pen to write the story of the 21st century. Let them say that it was your generation who laid down the heavy burdens of hate at last, and that peace finally triumphed over violence, aggression, and war.
So I say to you, walk with the wind, brothers and sisters, and let the spirit of peace and the power of everlasting love be your guide.